Hello and welcome everyone to A Chat with Arthur. I hope everyone is doing very well. And I'm thankful that you are listening to my message today. I'm here, it's beautiful outside in God's world, God's nature, and you hear the birds, you hear, just it's beautiful. But today I would like to talk about why it's important to show humbleness and why it's important to show meekness and seek forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a wonderful thing, and when you have wronged someone or some people, you got to seek forgiveness. You got to, because you want to be cleansed of that burden, because that burden is weighing heavy on your heart. And I've done things in my life that I am ashamed of, and I'm sure all of us have. We've all done things that we're ashamed of. But a lot of times we forget to forgive ourselves. People can forgive us, the world can forgive us, God can forgive us. But are we forgiving ourselves? If we are neglecting that, then we're in bad shape. We really are. Because there's that thing that's holding on to us. So it's important to forgive yourself when you've done something wrong. You must learn from, from the past of what has happened, the mistakes you have done. And I know all of us have done things that we regret. All of us have said things, done sinful acts. And because no one is perfect, all of us have fallen short of the glory of God, amen? But we have to seek forgiveness. We cannot continue to live a life of disobedience. And bring this up because, I've been plagued in my mind about things that I've done. I used to be married back in 2017. My marriage lasted for 6 months. I know that's not very long in the marriage world at all. But my wife and I, honestly, I think we were kind of doomed from the start because our focus was not upon God in our relationship. It was focused on our own desires, our own lustful desires. And we ended up cheating on each other. And see, this is a burden I hold over my heart. And we got divorced. And we got divorced because of infidelity. And I have not forgiven myself over that for a long time. And Jesus did say that the only way that a husband and wife can get divorced is through sexual immorality, which would be like adultery. So we did get divorced biblically, which I'm not thankful that we got divorced, but the fact that we can seek forgiveness and we can move on from this. But it's been something that has been plaguing my mind, that I've hurt people in my life, and I'm ashamed of that. And I'm not going to be on here acting like I'm holier than thou, because I certainly am not. Now, where I bring this up is in Mark chapter 10, and we're just going to read verses 1 through 12. So this talk about marriage and divorce, and this is Jesus talking here. So Mark chapter 10 verse 1, Then he arose from there and came to the region of Judea by the other side of the Jordan, and multitudes gathered to him again. And as he was accustomed, he taught them again. The Pharisees came and asked him, Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife? Testing him. And he answered and said to them, What did Moses command you? Then they said, Moses permitted a man to write a certificate of divorce and to dismiss her. And Jesus answered and said to them, Because of your hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept. But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let man not separate. In the house, his disciples also asked him again about this same matter, So he said to them, whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. And if a woman divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery. So that's what he's talking about. Now let's move over to Matthew chapter 19, verse 1 through 9. And let's see here. Here's where we get into. I thought it was there, but in Matthew chapter 19 verses 1 through 9, where we see that he commits adultery. So let's go down to verse 4. Have you not read that he made them male and female, or made them at the beginning male and female, and said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore what God has joined together, let man not separate. They said to him, why then did Moses... See, this is what I'm trying to get at. They said to him, why then did Moses command to give a certificate of divorce and put her away? He said to them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, permitted you to divorce your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. And I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, except, here's the thing, except for sexual immorality, which would be adultery, and marries another, commits adultery. Whoever marries her who is divorced commits adultery. The disciples said to him, if such is the case of man with his wife, it is better not to marry. And if I'm really honest, before we got together, we already had major issues, and we never got marriage counseling before we got married. And I guess this topic is about marriage now, the show. But, I mean, welcome to Chat with Arthur. I'm just, chatting away. We had problems before that, and one thing that was a major factor is we did not put God as the major focus in our relationship. We allowed everything in the world to come against us, and we did not stand strong. I say we because it was both of us, and I know I failed as a husband, and I've learned from this mistake, and I've been trying to forgive myself ever since then. Her and I will never have a relationship again in that matter, because the love's not there anymore for that. And I want the best for her. I want to, go have a wonderful life and enjoy. But to know that we can forgive each other and we can move on from that, that is a blessing, my friends. But now, I have to forgive myself. I have to forgive myself. And this is the same for anybody that has done something wrong to somebody else. If you were in a marriage that has drifted away due to adultery, or just in any problems in your marriage, seek forgiveness from God. Seek forgiveness from the other person and forgive yourself. Don't let this hold you back. Forgiveness is such a blessing. It really is. And it's it helps you in the long run because it takes that weight, that load that has been on your back. It takes it off. And now that we're divorced, biblically, which I don't want to say I'm proud of that we're divorced, because I'm not. I'm not proud that we got divorced. But now I'm just focused on God. I'm focused on my relationship with God. And that's been my main focus, is just being in the right with God. Because this world eventually is going to burn away. Everything's going to be gone. None of this stuff's going to matter. Like all the things happening in our society, all this is not going to matter in the end. It really is not. The thing that matters is your relationship with God. That is the most important thing that matters. So that's where my focus is now, is working on my relationship with God. I just want to have a good relationship with Him. I want to have like that heart of David, where God is proud of me. That wonderful saying that David was a man after God's own heart. I would love to be that, and because David was sinful too. I mean, he's done things in his life that he was ashamed of, and he sought forgiveness for. And that's the one thing I can say about David. He was very repentful. He repented of his sins. He acknowledged when he sinned. And I would love for that to be a saying. Arthur is a man after God's own heart. And not as a boastful thing, but that God is proud of me. That I am changing my ways. I am not going back. I don't want to be the old person no more. And I think that we all have to confront ourselves with things. We can't keep hiding things. And we do that. We hide things, not just we try to hide them from God, which we cannot do. You can hide nothing from God because He is omnipresent, omniscient. He is everywhere at all times. He sees everything. There's nothing that does not get past His gaze. But I want to be in right standing with God. When it's all said and done, when the trumpet sounds and judgment day is here, Jesus descends from heaven with a shout, everyone will bow and proclaim Jesus is Christ and Jesus is Lord. But I don't want to be like sinful people where they are forced to do it. I want to be that person that is joyful to do that. And we can if we turn from our wicked ways. That's it. We have to turn from our wicked ways. There's a better life out there for us, and it's in Jesus Christ. I thank you all for listening, if you have listened. And if this is just me speaking my truth, then let it be so. And if I'm the only one that listens to this, let it be so. It is what it is. But I'm speaking from my heart because I don't want to continue living in the past life that I was. I don't want to continue sinning against God. I want to move forward. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you want to be married, seek marriage counseling first. And remember, put God first in your marriage. Both you, the husband and the wife, please put your focus upon God in the marriage first. Let God reign supreme in your marriage, and you will have a good marriage. You will have ups and downs. You will have trials and tribulations. But when you put God as the center focus, you can work together. So I guess my topic today was about marriage. That's the title. Today is forgiveness, and forgiveness cleanses, and marriage, I guess. I don't know. But whatever title I put on there, you're welcome. But thank you all for listening. May God bless you and keep you. And just give everything to God. Just give it to God. That's the important thing. God bless you all. See you next time on A Chat with Arthur. God bless.